every single time. I mean, she just woof. Wow. Wow. I have to talk about also a moment when, because they opened up, I'm so afraid that I'm going to be showing something because these are my pajamas. Okay. I'm going to talk about something that blew me away a little bit, and Andy went right over it. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So they open up with Dorit being robbed.
Yeah.
And Kyle says that the guy who robbed her is in jail and called her and said that her stuff is at his grandmother's house and she was buying some of this stuff back. Listen to me. I would do the same. They were like, I wouldn't give him a dime. Listen to me. I would. You're buying a Birkin back for $1,000 when it's I don't blame Kyle, but that was a little shocker. And Andy went right over it. He didn't want to discuss that. Like, he was like, wait, what did she do? Like, the guy contacted you? First of all, how did he contact you? Number one. Number two, he told you the shit was at your grandmother's house? Like, oh my God. That was a bizarre moment.
You like can't make this shit up, right?
You can't. I'm like, what? Well, first of all, if somebody called me, listen, let me just give you an FYI. If any of you ever robbed from me and called me from jail, and you wouldn't want to know who's going to show up at your grandma's house with a bat. Okay. They wouldn't do anything to the grandma, but I would have my stuff back that day. Don't fuck with me. All right. I'm so shocked that Kyle wouldn't have sent like two big guys over there and said, listen, mofo, your scumbag grandson robbed me. I want my shit back now. Or you little granny are going to jail. I'm sorry. That's how I am. Granny or no granny, you're going to jail, bitch. Cause you're, you got my stolen shit. So FYI, Kyle, you can do that. Go ahead.
Someone stole my Louis Vuitton at your Posh Fashion show.
Oh, we were gangsta.
Talking about a baseball bat. Do you remember what I said to that person?
Yes, you did.
Unfortunately, I cannot repeat it here on air.
No, you cannot.
But I think that girl must wake up in the middle of the night afraid for her life, because let me tell you, people were going to her house. When I called her and read her home address, I literally think she took a shit in her pants.
Yeah, no, listen to me. Me and David were so gangsta when there was random people. The two guys were fans, and they bring this random ass girl, and David, which he'll never do again.
Girl or fucking cunt. I call her
whatever
cunt.
She was, that piece of garbage. But anyway, I don't use that word. But anyway,
you don't?
No, I don't use that word. So anyway, listen.
You're very appropriate.
Yes, I am. So now, this is what happened. So David will never do this again, but we feel safe at a Posh Fashion show, okay? Because who has the balls to steal from us? Well, they did.
They did.
David's bag was big, and he puts it on a chair at the end of the table. Well, this bitch, we saw this on the camera, because in the restaurant they have cameras. After David goes to get his bag is gone. So now the owner, we love Rob, he goes on the camera, and him and David are watching it. This girl, she was a heavy-set girl, opens up her coat and swipes up this bag and walks out. We, at the Posh situation, have a list of everyone and their number who's at the show. So we figure out who this bitch is, who she was sitting with, and we contact her. Go ahead, David.
I was like, is this your home address?
Yep.
And literally, Kim, you could hear her going to the bathroom in her pants.
I'm
just asking you, is this your home? And I'm like, let me tell you something. Right now, there are two people in a car and they're driving. And I don't know where they're heading, but I can tell you, I'm looking at my GPS. They're heading to your house.
They're heading to your house.
I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not saying anything.
And then I called the guys that brought her there. I went nuts on the guys. They're like, we didn't know. I go, listen to me. You tell that bitch, she better get that bag in a box and send it back to David ASAP. And she did. Well, she had no choice, and she did. But you know what? When you're dealing with a gangster, you got to be gangster. Just so you all know. Okay, I know it's a little frightening, but Kyle.
Well, you and I are frightening people.
I don't know what to say.
Give
me that address, Kyle. Give me that address. Give me the address, because I'll send my friends over there and they'll get your shit back. I mean, imagine this son of a bitch calls her from jail. I mean, it's terrible enough that she was robbed. Now she's got to hear from this asshole. Unbelievable.
You know who would have showed up there with a bat behind David and Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
We have so many. I don't know which one to say.
Erika Jayne.
Oh, yes, she would have. She goes, oh, I wouldn't give him a dime. She would have been there herself with the bat. Yeah.
Was like,
you're going to Granny's house. What's the difference? You're going to Granny's house.
She's like, I'm not kidding. Now, listen, I love the reunions, 3 parts. I love we're taking it slow. Look, Rinna, Sutton, and Erika, haven't said a word, and that's okay. We're not there yet. We're not there. As I watch the reunion, and then I need to say I have some statements. You forgot with 10 people, how much really happened this season. Like when they were talking about what Crystal said and, it was dark. I'm like, oh my God, what a season. Everybody had something going on this
Everybody
season,
had
right?
a moment. Yeah. Crystal listen to me. Crystal was so wrong in what she did to Sutton. When she said dark, but she's not even being called on the carpet enough. If I was on that stage, and let me tell you something, little girl, you got to watch your words because it's not very nice what you did. That is not dark, okay? And when you use your words, you have to remember you're putting someone's life in your hands with something like that you're making it seem like it was a racial slur. That's fucked up, okay? She's a little girl. She acts like a little girl. And you know what? She's wrong in what she did to Sutton. She's wrong. Everybody else, you can call people a bitch. You could say they're, but to make it seem like she said something racial is fucked up. Bottom line.
Well, that was Garcelle's. First of all, kudos to Sutton. Kudos to Sutton for being a good friend because Sutton's
she
friends
held
with
her shit.
She's just like, I could say a lot, but this is my friend, and I'm just gonna. I don't agree with this, but I'm gonna stay out of it because that's her friend now. They are friends.
Yeah, I know.
That's a class move. That's a class move.
Yeah.
And that was Garcelle's point too of like, no, this actually does matter because if it's
it
racial, this is my good friend. And I now have an issue with her if it's racial. Right. So I thought Garcelle had a good point here.
She did.
In this now, all season, oh, and by the way, before I say this, I love how Andy brings up MJ and Crystal doubles down on it. It's you and I have spoken about. I'm like, and everybody, it's not just us. Everybody was confused. And Andy's like, wait, because of the accusations against him, we can't listen to Michael Jackson. The thing is, it was accusations.
He was not found guilty.
Kim, the world listens to Michael Jackson every day. I'm going to hang this up and play fucking Billie Jean. Now he's no Prince. He's no When Doves Cry. He's no Prince and he's no Madonna. But the world is not stopping listening to Michael fucking Jackson because of fucking allegations.
Now, listen to me. She has done this throughout the season. All holier than thou bullshit. Okay. And I call her out on it all the time. Who does she think she is? She's holier than thou. I don't think so, Crystal. And I don't believe her bullshit story about those 14 girls, why they don't talk to her. I think this girl's a liar. I think she's a liar. I think she's a big liar. And a lot more is going to come out. They all called her on the carpet.
Well, it's like all season, and I got to stop this. I got to live in the moment all season. Rinna's staying, Rinna's going in it. I'm like, listen, then we're like, we have to watch the reunion and then we'll make a decision.
Yes.
I always have said this. The reunion is not closure. It's